magnetic field due to electric current. Arrested experiment. The magnetic effect of electric current was discovered by Arrested in 1820. He verified the magnetic effects of electric current by the simple experiment. Here, a conducting wire AB is there above the needle parallel to it. So long as there is no current in this wire, the magnetic needle remain parallel to the wire. That is, there is no deflection in the magnetic needle. As soon as the current flows through the wire AB, the needle is deflected. When the current in the wire AB is reversed, the needle is deflected in opposite direction. This deflection is a convincing proof of the existence of magnetic field around a current carrying conductor. On increasing the current in the wire AB, the deflection of the needle is increased and vice versa. This shows that magnetic field strength increases with the increase in current and vice versa. It is clear from the Arrested experiment that a current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field around it. Now, the pattern of the magnetic field. Here we have a conductor AB is there. Here this is the key. This is the thin cardboard. Wire is passing through this cardboard. When we switch on the key and sprinkle the iron filling on it, the pattern of iron filling is like this. Iron fillings arrange themselves in the concentric circles. So it means direction of the magnetic field is around the wire in the form of concentric circles. The magnetic field is in the form of concentric circle around the current carrying wire. We can find the direction of magnetic field using right hand rule. Here we hold the wire in such a way so that thumb points in the direction of current. Curling of finger represents the direction of a magnetic field. So here this is the direction of a magnetic field. If the direction of current is in opposite direction, then we hold the wire in this way. The thumb points in the direction of current, and this is the pattern of magnetic field around the wire. So the direction of the magnetic field will be like this. Lorentz force. Let us consider a point charge q moving with velocity v and located at r at a given time t. In presence of both the electric field ER and the magnetic field BR. ER means electric field at R, BR means magnetic field at R. The force on an electric charge Q due to both of them can be written as F equal to Q ER plus V cross BR, or we can write like this: F equal to F electric plus F magnetic, and we know that electric field is force per unit charge and force QE. F electric is equal to QE. and F magnetic equal to Q V cross B, and this F is called the Lorentz force. Force on charge due to electric field depends on charge and electric field, and force on charge due to magnetic field depends on charge, velocity and magnetic field. Now we will see when is magnetic force on the charge maximum or minimum. Here we know that F magnetic is given by Q V cross B, or we can write QVB sine of theta n cap. N cap represents the direction of the force. Here we see QVB sine theta. This sine theta, we know that when theta is 90 degree, sine 91. So we have maximum value of the force on the charged particle due to magnetic field. Now we will find the direction of the force. Let us consider the velocity of the particle is along x-axis and magnetic field along y direction. Here we want to find the direction of a force. Here we are going from V to B. Yeah, V to B. So we use the right hand rule. If we place the right hand in such a way and we curl finger from V to B, then this thumb points in the direction of the force. So force is perpendicular to the plane containing V and B. In this case, it is along a Z direction. Now, this force is minimum when here we see F magnetic is equal to QVB sine theta n cap. If theta is 0 degree or 180 degree, we get this force equal to 0, or we also get this force equal to 0 if we take velocity of the charged particle 0. In that case also F magnetic is equal to 0. It means the charged particle move undeflected in the direction parallel or anti-parallel to the magnetic field. Unit of magnetic field B. We know that magnetic force is given by F magnetic equal to QV cross B, QVB sine theta n cap, or magnitude of this force is equal to QVB sine of theta. The magnitude of magnetic field B is 1 Tesla when the force acting on a unit charge 1 coulomb moving perpendicular to B with a speed of 1 meter per second is 1 Newton. Dimensionally, B is equal to F over Q into V. Unit of force is Newton, charge coulomb, velocity meter per second, or we can write like Newton second coulomb meter, and this is equal to 1 Tesla in SI unit. Here we have another smaller unit, that is Gauss. 1 Gauss is equal to 10 raised to power minus 4 Tesla. This is non-SI unit. Magnetic force on a current carrying conductor. Here consider a rod of uniform cross sectional area A and length L. Q charge on each electron, n number density of electron, that is number of electron per unit volume. Then total charge carrier equal to NaL. AL represents the volume. So total charge NaLQ. For steady current I in the conducting rod, each electron has an average drift velocity, say Vd. In presence of the magnetic field, the force on these electrons, we know it is given by F magnetic is equal to total charge cross V into B. Here total charge is NaLQ. Vd drift velocity of electrons multiplied by magnetic field. So we write it like this: NQAVD L cross B. Now we know that current is equal to NQAVD. So we put here I, and here this is L cross B. So this is the expression of magnetic force on a current carrying conductor. Here, if the wire has an arbitrary shape, then Lorentz force is given by F equal to summation I dLj cross B. dLj means these represents the linear strips. Example: a straight wire of mass 200 gram and length 1.5 meter carries a current of 2 ampere. It is suspended in mid-air by a uniform horizontal magnetic field B as shown. What is the magnitude of the magnetic field? Here, solution. We assume here coordinate axis, this is x-axis, this is a y-axis, and this is the z-axis. Here B is perpendicular to the plane of paper and it is going inward. So magnetic field is equal to minus B K cap at it, as it is along the negative z direction, and current element, that is IL, that is along x-axis. We can write it like this: IL I cap. I cap is the unit vector along x-axis. Now we know that force on the current carrying conductor is given by FIL cross B. Here IL I cap cross minus B K cap, or we can write it like this: minus ILB I cap cross K cap. Now we know that K cap cross I cap is equal to J cap, or I cap cross K cap is equal to minus J cap. So here we get minus ILB, here we get minus J cap. So it means ILB J cap. It means direction of force, magnetic force, is in the up direction, and here weight of the wire, that is acting downward. Here we can write magnetic force, magnitude of magnetic force, as ILB. This is equation 1. Now the weight, it is acting downward, so we get IMG. M is the mass of the wire and G is the gravity. We name it equation 2. As these two forces are equal, so we get ILB equal to mg. So B equal to mg over IL. Now we know that mass of the wire is 200 gram, that is equal to 0.2 kilogram, and length of the wire is 1.5 meter. G we know 9.8 meter per second square. So we put this value here: 0.2 into 9.8. Current is given, that is 2 ampere. So 2 multiplied by 1.5. So here we get 0.65 Tesla. Answer. Example, if the magnetic field is parallel to the positive y-axis and the charged particle is moving along the positive x-axis as shown, which way would the Lorentz force be for A, an electron negative charge, B, a proton? Here we see the magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of paper and it is going inward, and its direction is along a positive y-axis. So we write B equal to B j cap. J cap is the unit vector along a y-axis and velocity is along x-axis. So we write it as V equal to V I cap. I cap is the unit vector along a x-axis. We know that Lorentz force is given by F is equal to Q V cross B. So we get here Q V I cap into B J cap equal to Q V B I cross J cap. We know that I cap cross J cap is equal to K cap. So we get here QVB K cap. Now for electron, first part, for electron magnetic force is given by, here charge on the electron is negative, so here we write minus Q VB K cap or QVB minus K cap. It means force will be along negative z axis for electron. B part, for proton, we know that charge on proton is positive, so we get QVB K cap. So it means force will be along positive z axis. Motion of charged particle inside magnetic field. Three cases are there. Case first, charged particle projected parallel to uniform magnetic field. Here we know that force on the charged particle in the magnetic field is given by F equal to Q V cross B equal to QVB sin theta n cap. When angle between velocity and magnetic field is 0, then we get here QVB sin 0 degree n cap, or we know that sin 0 degree is 0. So force acting on the particle is 0. It means charged particle pass undeviated. Second case, when the charged particle projected perpendicular to uniform magnetic field. Here this is the magnetic field. It is perpendicular to the plane of paper and it is inward direction. The velocity of the charged particle is perpendicular to the magnetic field. When the charged particle is at this position, the direction of force is in this direction. We can find it using the right hand thumb rule. So this is the direction of force, and when the charged particle is at this position, again we use right hand thumb rule. Direction of force is in this direction. At this position, direction of force is in direction, and at this position again we see direction of force is in this direction. So it means this magnetic field force moves the charged particle in the circular path. So it means magnetic force QVB equal to the centripetal force mv square over r. VV cancel, we get QB equal to mv over r, or we get r equal to mv over qb. Here m is the mass of the charged particle, v is the velocity, q is the charge on the particle, b is the magnetic field. All these terms are constant. So it means the charged particle moves in a circular path of radius r. Now let us calculate the time taken to complete the circle and say time taken is t equal to circumference of the circle divided by velocity of the charged particle. It means time is equal to distance over velocity. Here we put the value of r here, we get 2 pi mv qb over v. V cancel, so we get 2 pi m over qb. Now we calculate the frequency. We know that frequency is equal to 1 over time period, that is equal to qb over 2 pi m. And we know that angular frequency is equal to 2 pi f. So we get 2 pi qb over 2 pi m. 2 pi cancel, so we get qb over m. C part, charged particle projected at an angle not equal to 90 degree to uniform magnetic field. When a charged particle is projected with a speed v at an angle theta with magnetic field b, then v parallel equal to v cos of theta. It means its component parallel to the magnetic field and component perpendicular to the magnetic field v sine of theta. We know that velocity parallel to the magnetic field is not affected by the magnetic field, but the velocity perpendicular to the magnetic field moves the particle in a circular path, and the plane of this circle is perpendicular to the magnetic field. In this situation, the component of the velocity perpendicular to the magnetic field rotates the particle in a circle with its plane perpendicular to the magnetic field, and at the same time the component parallel to the magnetic field keep moving the particle in this direction. So the resultant path of the particle become helical. We know that q v perpendicular b equal to m v perpendicular square over r. V perpendicular cancel, we get q b equal to m v perpendicular r, or r equal to m v perpendicular is v sine of theta over qb. This is the radius of helical path. Distance traveled by the charged particle parallel to the magnetic field in one revolution is called its pitch. Pitch of the helix is equal to v parallel multiplied by time period. We have 2 pi m v parallel over qb.